Hello gamers and welcome to another video. In this one I will explain to you how to improve your shortcuts and army control. So this is all about being able to select armies depending on their type, like select all air units, ground units or naval units. So this feature is included in the base game. You just have to put the shortcut for it, go to keyboards, units, and you have here, I used select all air combat units for F1, select all land combat units on screen for F2, factories F3, and naval F4. You just have to pay attention that you can juggle between all units on screen and just all units. For air units, for example, I always want every air unit I have to be together at any point in time, because that's how you play air. So I just have select all air combat units to F1. For vehicle units, for land units, sometimes you want to have different rally points with different armies. So I have select all units on screen on F2 and select all units all over the map on Shift F2. But obviously you can use any shortcut you want, but this is definitely a feature that's very important to play PA. Now, there are a couple of things we can improve with this. For example, as you can see, here I'm pressing F1. The base game doesn't consider some units as offensive units. The scout, for example, if I press F1, it will only give me the fighters, the fighting units, but the scout is not included, the Icarus is not included, and the pelican is not included. So for example, if you want to do a vanguard drop and you have like 7 pelicans, you want them to move to the enemy base at the same time as your fighters, because your fighters have to protect your drop, so not being able to select them all at once can be very inconvenient at some point. Same goes for the scout. The scout is very fast, so he will never slow down your air units. He's even faster, and he has very big range, so you generally want to have him in your armies, whether it's in the late game or in the early game, because in the early game he can tank some shots from the enemy airplanes and allow you to win air priority early. There are also a couple of issues I have with the land units. First thing is, when you select all land units, first you don't select the land scout, but second, the T1 medical unit is considered an offensive unit. The issue being with this is that generally when you get a stitch out, it's to reclaim trees. And so if you start giving orders, he will stop reclaiming. So every time you have like a couple of stitches and you're giving army orders, you have to select them and give back an order to start reclaiming trees again, which is very annoying. Fortunately, there are community mods available that will help you fix these issues. Notably, the better combat selection mod made by... Wow, would you look at that? Oh, wow. Oh, this... Wow. Okay. I don't know who made this mod, but he must be a very nice guy. So, there still are some problems with this mod, because for some reason, the tweaks it will add to the combat selection will most of the time not work in ranked. It works perfectly fine in custom, so if you only play FFA you just have to install the mod and it's fine. But if you want to use it in ranked, yeah, you will have to modify the game files manually, which is what I'm going to show you right now. So first you want to install the mod, then you want to disable it. Now what you want to do is go into the game files of Planetary Annihilation Titans. So this is the folder. I'm gonna show you how you can access the folder. You go into this PC, your main drive, programs 86, Steam, Steam apps, common, and then you have all of your games, and you just look for Planetary Annihilation Titans. There's also a folder called Planetary Annihilation that you can use for other stuff, but the one we're looking for is Planetary Annihilation Titans. Then you go into Media, PAX1. Those two folders, PA and PAX1, will have similar folders, but the X1 includes all the new units from PA Titans. So this is the one you want, the X1. And here is the units folder. In the units folder, you will have one folder for each unit type, and this is where we wanna bring modifications. So now for the next part, we want to go into the other Planetary Annihilation folder I talked about earlier. So to do this, you want to go into search bar and type %appdata%. Hit enter. Now I'm on Windows 11. I don't know if it's the same thing on Windows 10, but this one will bring me one folder too deep. You see, I asked to go to app data and it brought me to roaming. So make sure you go back one file and switch and go to local. Now you have to look for the Uber Entertainment file, Planetary Annihilation, and here you go to download. This is the folder where all the mods are installed. So you want to look for the mod you just installed earlier, Better Combat Selection. So this is the one we're looking for, the zip file for client Better Combat Selection. You double click it, extract it to a specific folder wherever you want. I just made an empty folder to be clear, so you can see clearly what files will be extracted. Now you want to go to this folder and you have here the mod files. So you want to go into PA, units, and now we have all the units that are being modified by the mod. So you want to go for each unit, Air Scout. You copy the JSON folder, you go into the game files, you find the Air Scout and you paste. Replace the file. And you do this for every single unit. Now onto the land folder, same. And finally for C, we have the fabrication barge, which is the barnacle. And it's done. Be careful not to paste the whole folder, because this folder only has one file, and if you do this, it will remove all the other game files. So you only want to replace the .json file. Now, if this is all too much for you and you're just too lazy to take a couple of minutes to do this, I'm gonna send in the description of the video a drive link with the entire units folder, so you can just simply copy paste the unit folder here, and it will all be done in one go. So as a reminder, it's in this PC, whatever your local disk is, program 86, Steam apps, common, Planetary Annihilation Titans, media, PAX1, and just drag the folder you downloaded from the drive link, from the Google Drive link, and paste it here, and it will all be done. Now you go back to the game, you press reload file system mods, and now it should all be working fine. Here, as you can see, when I press F1, I have all of my air units selected at once, included the Air Scout, the Pelican, and the Icarus. And now also, since the Stitch is now considered as a Faber, you won't be able to either box select it or Here, when I press F2 to select all land units on screen, it's not selecting the stitch and it's not cancelling its reclaim orders. So now that the stitch is considered as a fabber, if it's inactive, it will be considered as an idle fab on the bottom left corner, which is also very convenient, because tree reclaim is very important on maps where you have a lot of trees, so you don't want to forget about that. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. Hopefully it was useful, and now you'll be able to turn into a professional PA player. Good luck with your rank ascension. Yay, bye!